I guess if you're the sort of person who feels like their job is, I go to work, I just greet one or two people, I sit down in front of my computer and I work all day with headphones on, don't talk to anyone,
Mm.
barely communicate, leave at the end of the day and job well
You might
done.
be obsolete
Cool. You may
soon.
have, yeah, you may have gotten away with that to this point, but yeah,
Mm.
as you guys say, and I agree, if you're doing that kind of work, that means that work can be automated in some way or could be easily, AI driven because it doesn't require any kind of human skills to do it. It's definitely a risk.
20 years is really interesting and looking at something like a post work transition. So you look at AI is general enough to do pretty much anything. It performs any at least knowledge task better, faster, cheaper than any one human can. What does that mean? I mean, does it mean that something like a new social contract would emerge where you've got universal basic income and work is going to be optional for many? But people that contribute, it's really about doing something for the sake of doing, for the its purpose that it offers you, for its meaning and the creativity as well, and those things taking center stage. So
Yeah.
people working with AI to focus on things like climate resilience or philosophy or exploration or even improving care for people and the human experience. It's so interesting to think that in 2 decades' time, we could be looking at a landscape where jobs aren't compulsory to survive anymore, and they're optional to contribute something that you feel is something you were born to contribute. It's going to be really interesting to see that.
Yeah, I'm very, it's going to be very interesting to see how governments react though, right? Because when you're talking
Mm.
about universal basic income and things like that, that means that people are going to have to be supported inherently to a certain degree by their governments, right? Very,
Mm.
very socialist in a
Mm.
way. And, traditionally that's always been a lot of controversy around that. But, what's the alternative? Like a capitalist society, just, will it even still be able to function in a world where
Mm.
jobs, just the value of them has just been driven down so low that capitalism can't be held up
Mm.
by, traditional sort of workforces anymore? I don't know what the answer is, but
I almost feel like we're going to see the pioneers come out of. I always think a lot of the European countries, whether it's Switzerland, Sweden, they're often pioneering, especially with education. I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if we start seeing, some new economies emerge in those countries.
yeah,
My
definitely.
prediction, my prediction is is that they have a reproduction issue. I forgot the exact number, but if you have less than, I think, 2.5 kids in your country, your population will be diminishing, and that's happening almost everywhere. And so, are we going to get to a point where people are just not going to have kids? We become less social, no more kids. We create androids or little robots that are running around, or is it we become a spacefaring technology and everybody just starts, space mining, exploration, things like that, because now you can send out robots and AI to do that, you know, and it doesn't matter if it gets hurt, injured, or destroyed or whatever. I think that's a whole nother industry within like 25 years that should be something that is emerging, and I think that will be interesting to see where careers go in that respect. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
will. It's the
we
next
could get into
frontier.
whole other topics with that one. I'm curious. In video games, cheat codes let you skip months of grinding to unlock special abilities instantly. Have you ever wished for something similar for your software challenges? What if there's a way to instantly access 20 plus years of specialized expertise instead of developing it all internally? What if you could solve in weeks what might otherwise take months or years? Would you agree that most organizations face a steep learning curve when implementing new software solutions? At my company Impact, we serve as that cheat code for companies looking to transform complex software into intuitive experiences that users love and that drive real business results. Would it be valuable to explore? And how might this work for your specific situation? Visit impact.io for a free strategy session focused on your unique challenges.